Well, tonight on my Punchline, I want to walk you back to my early warning system early last year when the COVID-19 pandemic was confirmed in our country. At that time, right here on the News Gang, I cautioned us as a nation that the pandemic was likely to attract a few usual profiteers and entrepreneurs who hover around calamities like vultures. Many days later, I dare say my and our collective fears have been confirmed. In any case, if it looks like a duck, swims like a duck, and quacks like a duck, then it probably is a duck. Yesterday, during a session with the National Assembly Public Investments Committee chaired by Mvita MP Abdulswamad Nasir, Solicitor General Ken Ogeto made some very interesting submissions in relation to the suspicious procurement of COVID-19 items and equipment by Kenya Medical Supplies Agency, KEMSA. From the onset, he laid out the legal reasoning justifying direct procurement of the COVID-19 items, an avenue that was used to mint a few strategically placed COVID-19 millionaires. In the write-up submitted to PIC, he said, COVID-19 poses an actual threat to public health, and therefore procurement of masks and related items or equipment to assist in containing the virus would qualify as an urgent need, provided it was impractical to engage in tendering proceedings or any other method of procurement, end of quote. But that is not what captured my attention. A special audit report on COVID-19 purchases made a compelling finding that during the period under review, KEMSA irregularly utilized universal health coverage and capital budget to procure COVID-19 related items worth over 7.6 billion shillings without evidence of approval of the budgets by the relevant authorities. Irregular and illegal as the KEMSA purchases may have been, the reality is that you, the taxpayer, will have to foot that 7.6 billion shillings bill for items that remains at the agency's warehouses months later. The Auditor General's report established that, and I quote, the procurement process was not initiated based on a need assessment and planning, resulting in over-procurement of COVID-19 related stock, which is still held at KEMSA warehouses. The items were also procured at a higher price compared to the current market pricing, end of quote. While the Solicitor General confirmed that as a matter of general legal principle, illegal contracts were generally a nullity and not enforceable, he referred to a doctrine in law called quantum merit. He said, and I quote, in the same vein, we wish to point out that the law provides the remedy of quantum merit in instances where a contract does not exist or cannot be performed. That doctrine means reasonable payment for work done. The import of this doctrine is to ensure that even where there has been non-compliance with law, none of the parties to the illegal contract benefits from the contract at the expense of the other, end of quote. That means then, those who supplied masks, personal protective kits, and other COVID-19 items at inflated prices will likely be paid, the illegalities and irregularities notwithstanding. Reminds you of similar payments made after the multi-billion shillings Anglo leasing and Golden Bug scandals. No wonder then, Anthony Mauro Sr. said, and I quote, it's not that I have 0% trust in government, it's that I have 100% trust in percentages, end of quote. In the meantime, no one at KEMSA or Afya House has so far been prosecuted for the flawed procurement of COVID-19 items. And that is why I went back to President Uhuru Kenyatta's 11th address on the COVID-19 pandemic, made on 26th of August 2020. For good record, let me quote it verbatim. Following the allegations of impropriety at Kenya Medical Supplies Authority KEMSA, the relevant investigative agencies are fully seized with the matter. Given the compelling public interest on the matter, the relevant agencies should expedite the ongoing investigations and conclude the same within 21 days from the date thereof. Fellow Kenyans, in line with our stated public policy on zero tolerance to corruption, all persons found to be prima facie culpable as a result of the investigations should be brought to book, notwithstanding the public office they hold or their political and social status. End of quote. It is 162 days since that presidential directive. The count continues because, as Caroline Gosson said, the failures that you beat yourself up over are the ones where you experienced warning signs and can connect the dot backwards after the fact. That's my punchline.